One, it's been an hour and a half in here, or 2 hours now. Let's all stand up, stretch. Don't get blood clots in your legs like you're on an airplane. I don't want anybody dying here. So, y'all, anyone want to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Take me out. I can't sing. I swear to God. All right. Well, that was real productive. Okay, so good. We got that all kind of worked out. Everyone knows what their badges are, right? Bottle openers. All right. I just want to make sure that you're not confused by the strange oblong shape in the middle. For vanilla soda. Yes, thank you. Johnny's wearing white. He's the white-shirted hacker. Thank you very much. Man, this is a G4 PowerBook, 12-inch. That's retro. That'll be in a Flash movie next year. All right, so this is Johnny Long. He's going to talk for 20 minutes, and we'll give him a few extra seconds, but you're going to have to haul, boy. Check my audio. You just trying to figure out where to start? Or are you trying to check your audio?
The play button? I got to check my audio. But how would a ninja fare? Would he be able to get past?
All right, he's got audio. You heard ninja fans. Ninjas or pirates? This will be the divisive topic of the 2008 elections, ninjas versus pirates. Here you go.
The correct answer is what? Thank you. It's both. Can't choose hackers. It's not one of the choices. All right. It's 5:30. There will be no Q&A. Sorry. Not going to do it. If you have questions, too bad. You shouldn't have questions because this is a very simple talk. It's called No Tech Hacking. But first of all, here's me. We've probably been through this before. Here's my resume. Christian by grace, hacker by trade, pirate by blood, ninja in training, blue belt in climbing, and author by brute force. You guys have heard the ninja and pirate spiel from me before, right? All right, so we're moving on. But I just want to give you the status. I'm at blue belt, so I have 2 full years before anybody's allowed to kick my butt because it'll look bad to the clan. All right, not that clan. All right. The serious thing, those of you that have seen me speak in the past year have seen me talk about invisible children. If you haven't heard about invisible children, you probably should. Now would be as good a time as any. Bottom line is there's tens of thousands of kids that are getting kidnapped and are serving in a militia against their will in northern Uganda. If you haven't heard about it, it's probably because it's not in the news, but it's just unbelievable stuff. If you're interested in finding out about this, there's a DVD, it's like 20 bucks, you can find out about it. They give you one to keep and one to give away to help raise awareness. My website, I've got a little associates thing set up so that you can go and buy Amazon stuff, and all the proceeds from the associates account benefit invisible children. So if you're going to Amazon and you're buying stuff anyway, click through from me. No, I don't get your credit card number. All right, so this is high tech, all sorts of wireless. Yes, I have my wireless card disabled right now, you rat bastards. Viruses, worms, Trojans, this is all packet sniffing, biometrics. This is all high tech. I'm not here to talk about high tech. I'm not even really here to talk about low tech. What I'm here to talk about is no tech hacking. If I had 28 minutes, I would probably tell you Vince, but I don't, so you'll have to check out my chapter in this book, shameless plug, where I tell you all about the guy that opened my eyes to this no-tech hacking thing. And he did it by breaking into a highly secured facility with a wire coat hanger and a wet washcloth. Does that make you want to buy it? You don't have to buy it. I'll put the chapter on my website so you don't have to buy the book. All right, how's that? Pirates. All right, pirates, that's right. We'll have a little bit of both. That was the pirating. We'll do some ninja. All right, to give you an idea of how this thing's going to work, I'm going to start with a warm-up. So, no-tech warm-up number 1. What does a hacker see? I heard, yes, perfect. Unmarked police car. Keyword here is unmarked. All right. What do you see here? Close. Yeah, a guy. It is a guy with candy. Close. I'm going to take the high road, though. This is an undercover government van. You can tell from the license plate. All right. What's a hacker see now?
Soccer mom.
Soccer mom. Good. Where's she live?
Colombia.
Where in Colombia?
Bogota.
You're close. Not Bogota. All right. How would you find out? Don't say run the plates. Stickers, good. What kind of stickers? How about these? Oil change stickers. All right. You got one of these in your car. It probably tells one of two things. It probably tells where you live or where you work, or probably somewhere in between. Okay. Plotting the map on like Google Earth and coming up with some sort of hack would be high tech. We're not going there. Low tech. What's a hacker see in this parking lot? A what? Surveillance cameras? Yes, protecting all the candy apples. Close. All right, let's get closer. What's a hacker see now? A DOD sticker. That's correct. So what does a DOD sticker reveal? Let's not go with the candy jokes again, because that the driver has candy. No, that's not it. All right. That this person probably works somewhere, I'm going to guess, in the military district of Washington. I don't know where I got that from. Right? It's an algorithm I used. It's very complicated. All right. Then there's the place that has all the candy. It's this place. Now the question is, why are there so many colors? Can anybody tell me what the colors are? This is called information gathering. Watch this. This is how intelligence operatives work. What do the colors mean? Red is enlisted. Good. Blue is officer.
Green, civilian contractor.
Civilian contractor. Green. Good. What's black?
Janitor.
Janitor. No, that's before the janitor. Janitor gets white. But yeah, you get the idea. See, that was intelligence gathering, low tech. You just ask them, hey, what's the color on your sticker mean? That means I'm a contractor. Good. All right, other stuff, we've got all sorts of things. MacDill, Navdist, Andrews, Fort Huachuca, which is how I thought it was pronounced before I was indoctrinated. Then there's this one, the I Hid Nav Surf Warsen, which is one of my favorite acronyms. And I skills or pirate skills to figure out what that means. I use Google hacking skills. Find out that that's the Indian Head Naval Warfare, blah, blah, blah. All right. Can anybody tell me what the driver of this car might do for a living? Well, he doesn't get out much. Get it? That was a geek joke because it's the local host address. All right. Now this one, this red saddle. The next slide, man, I like tore up my like V6 Honda on this thing trying to keep up with this guy. He was like a bat out of hell, but he had this like really weird license plate. I'm like, something's up with that license plate. So when I finally caught up to him, he was doing like 120, and this is what his license plate said. I still don't know why he was speeding, but. All right, warm up number 2. What does a hacker say? We're looking at the guy in the foreground with the hat. Tell me about him. Tell me everything about him.
That's the running man.
It is the running man, that's right. He's dancing, it's good. Military, why? Well, boots is an understatement. What kind of boots? High tech, I heard the brand name, high tech. Very nice, what does that suggest? Military special ops. I mean, you can get them at like Sunny Surplus, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean much, but let's zoom in just a little bit. What else? Good. Short. Shotgun. Where do you get that from? What? Back of his hat. Oh, that thing that says Benelli? All right, we'll get to that in a second. What can you tell me about the glasses? What's the brand? Oakley's. What's the style? What are they called? Oakley shooters. That's correct. Anybody know why they're called Oakley shooters? It's not because you pour alcohol in them and do this. All right. Benelli. Google hacking powers will tell you that if you type in the web address on his hat, you get this website. Yes, Benelli makes a decent shotgun, and it ain't for geese. All right, so we know a little bit about this guy, right? But what would you say if I told you that when the old ladies got called for pre-boarding, he joined them? You got it. All right, then there's this guy. What can you tell me about this guy? Management. Good. Yeah, you can tell from the color of the shirt. All right. But what can you tell me about this guy? Married, good. Good. Retired military, that's a stretch, but let's move in. What else could we use to maybe find out some more about him? About that bag. You probably got it from a conference, but let's take a look at what it says on there. Probably not from a conference. Anybody been to their conference? It sucks. It's like the worst. All right. So, yeah, he does some, like, nuclear stuff, and that still doesn't tell me a whole lot about him, but then there's his Sky Miles tag, which tells me an awful lot about him. All right, so we know a little bit more about this guy. But, you know, it's funny because I'm taking pictures of this guy with my back to him. I'm like this. I got my arm here looking all casual, and I got the camera in my armpit. All right? I'm taking pictures like this. You know, pretty subtle. But I think after a while, he might have noticed me. Yeah. And guess what he did when he looked at me like that? Absolutely nothing. Most people do. You see where we're going with this? No tech hacking, right? All right, no tech hacker fashion. What do hackers wear when they're up to no good? Well, they wear what other people wear. For instance, what's a hacker see in this picture? Absolutely, they're everywhere. Sometimes they travel in packs. I call them flocks. You see them all over the place. I took these pictures at a cookout somewhere around BWI. It was a cookout I was not invited to. I got free food and pictures of badges. It was better than the Nuclear Regulatory Conference, I can tell you that. All right, so I got all sorts of badges. Then I saw this interesting badge. And I thought, man, she's got a lot of stuff on that lanyard. So I moved a little bit closer. At this point, I'm about 2 feet away from her. A little bit closer. Can anybody tell me what kind of badge that is yet? Yeah, there's some Post-it notes on there. Let me move a little bit closer. Right now, I'm standing on her foot. At this point, I'm like really close. I can smell her breath while she's talking on the cell phone. That says, bring a copy of yesterday's All Hands to DSSHQ. Google hacking powers unite. The Defense Security Service, ironically enough. Yeah, they handle security for the Department of Defense. They don't do things like put Post-it notes on badges, so it's obviously a decoy. Those of you that saw the Hollywood got that. All right, so a badge is a ridiculous authentication token. It's just absolutely ridiculous that you can hold up a piece of paper and get in places, but this is the piece of paper I hold up to get into places, and it works. It's just paper. Here's another badge I saw at the cookout. This is can anybody tell me what this is? You can't? It's a BWI airfield badge. So it actually lets you get onto the airfield. At least that's what I've heard. But it would probably work better if you had one of these. Well, TSA uniform. The problem with TSA uniforms is it's not like you're just going to stumble on one. I mean, it's not like they actually go missing or anything. Well, sometimes they go missing, but I didn't get one. I mean, it would be ridiculous of me to think that I'd just get handed one, like I go to the airport and one magically appears in my luggage. But obviously, some people have better luck than I do. All right, so you can be just about it. Want to be the FedEx guy, go on eBay. Want to, be the Verizon guy or the DHL guy or the gas and electric guy. All you got to do is look like them. And what do you do to look like them? You dress like them. And how do you dress like them? You get pictures of them so you can emulate them. You know how I do it? I ask, dude, can I get your picture? Huh, cool. Take pictures of them, it's easy. These people were smart enough to actually take their site badges off, which is probably because they were told to, but they left these things on. Does anybody know what happens if you call this phone number and read off the numbers at the top of that card, what they tell you? They give you the street address, the suite number, and in some cases, the actual door that the card will work on. Clever, huh? Yep. It doesn't require any sort of RFID proximity blah, blah, blah attack. It's this old thing called DTMF. You hit buttons. Low hacking, no tech hacking. All right, what's a hacker see here? It's a -8. Nice. No, in front of that. Stuff like this, all over the place, right? Oldest hacker sport in the book, shoulder surfing. But this stuff doesn't really work anymore. These pictures are from like the 60s because people know about this. All right, all sorts of pictures and plans and pictures. And this is clever when people put their business card on their laptop. I always like that. That doesn't happen very often either. I hardly ever see examples. Well, there's a few. Then there's this guy. I got a nice picture of his screen. I got a little bit closer. I still didn't have quite enough, so I got a little bit closer. I think I bumped his arm, but it turns out that he's the vice president of acquisitions, and I can tell a lot more about him because he's got a taskbar. Clever, huh? Can anybody tell me about the person that owns this machine? What can you tell me? Well, they're on a laptop, right? All right. This tells you that there's a lot more crap that you don't see. What's this? Trillion, what's the status? Connected, right? This is their wireless card, right? What's this? What's the status? All right, so AIM and Trillion both online tells you lots. Clue minus minus. All right, then there's this one, which is MSN. At least that one's not online as well. Got speakers muted. You got some, what's this IBM vibrating disky thing, so you can tell it's an IBM. And this is this means that you can't hack it. Right, and that's the time that gives you interesting things like the time zone. But let's say the person's taskbar didn't look like this. Let's say we expanded it and it looked like this. Anything interesting here? Right, so if they're using Trillion and AIM at the same time, and then suddenly you see that they have the Vidalia onion in their taskbar, and they're running Tor, the point is their profile changes. You can tell a lot about somebody by looking at their taskbar. All right. Can also get a lot. Stank Dog did a whole paper on this. This is like his talk. I'm not stealing it, but fits, right? No tech hacking. Look at their browser. Tell all sorts of stuff about them. All right. You can also go a little bit farther. You can pick apart their icons. Here's a nice desktop. Tell me everything about what this person does for a living. Well, it's a little blurry because this is an actual shot from the field. Well, they're running Windows XP or they're really clever. All right. They've got a little bar up here which indicates they've got what? Office. Okay. Boring. All right. What's this? You got a little more stuff down here. There's a group of icons right here. Anybody tell me what this person might do for a living? Sales. Good. You're getting the hang of this. Other hardware that they might have on them or around them? Good. You're getting it. What they might be using from business software back at the office and possibly to it. Can anybody tell me what kind of VPN they're running? You got it. Checkpoint. All right. So let's check your skills. What about this guy? There you go. Well, it's not just the muscles and the high and tight haircut, but most military guys are a little sketchy when you start getting behind them, like this guy was, who's emailing about lieutenant colonels and United States military casualties in Iraqi freedom, and his friend that's on his crackberry. And then, can anybody guess what this guy does for a living? Yep. Okay. The thing with these guys, especially when they're in BDUs, is you got to be careful because they have the Road Warrior handbook memorized. Right? They get this thing, and it has the Road Warrior code, which basically says, the Road Warrior is a wary and alert traveler. He constantly guards his computers and everything in their possession against things like shoulder surfing. So I have no chance of sneaking up on this guy. And he's listening to his iPod, which is good too, because he has absolutely no clue. So I get a little bit closer, and voila. Not only can you tell what he's running on that screen, which I'll get to in a second, you can tell that his dermatological condition is suffering somewhat. Yeah, but here's what he's doing. This is probably a home system he's administering through WebLogic. So probably not a big deal. Here's a guy on the plane. Here's my jacket because I'm actually shooting across the guy that's sitting next to me that I'm not with, so I have to be subtle. So I use the coat. So you can see my there. Can anybody tell what that says? Government System SIGINT 2006 Strategic Plan. No idea what an SIGINT is, but Google does. Electronic Warfare Signals Intelligence Plan. All right, so let's no-tech hack this building. How do we do it? Heard it in the front row. Front door isn't a bad idea, but let's get a little more clever. How about that green box out front? See, they used to call it dumpster diving. I think I'm going to rename it. It's just dumpster looking. I didn't have to dive. I didn't have to do much of anything. I just had to look at it, and stuff is dangling out of it and inside and not shredded. And here's printouts from an administrator and some project plan. And here's something that has to do with Watts. I have no idea what Watts is, but Google does, the Wide Area Telephone System. This nice document, which wasn't shredded, which contains proprietary information. This one, which is nice, which is sales. It's a purchase order for a phone system that went in. This is their whole phone system. Here's their key sales award form. This is the salespeople that actually got, commission. for the sales. Here's their names, how much they made in commission, and their social security numbers. How about this one? Confidential medical information. Some poor fool got this in the mail, opened it, and threw it in the trash, right? Wrong. The dumpster is filled with unopened ones. This is the actual healthcare provider throwing them in the dumpster. Confidential healthcare information. All right, what's a hacker see here? A hotel. Single pane windows, you're thinking too hard. There's an attack vector here. What's the attack vector? Absolutely. Guy in the front row should get it. I know he should get it. The TV. Absolutely. You did? Oh, okay. Sorry. Getting old. All right, absolutely. It's the TV. The TVs, unfortunately, are protected by high-tech security mechanisms. You really have no chance of getting in there unless you happen to have your car key on you. Hook up a device about $3 from a thrift store, little cable tuner, and you start seeing things like this. People ordering games, people ordering movies, people watching movies, people, well, of course. And then things get interesting as they go into guest services and retrieve their account information. So here's their account information. If you have one of these devices connected to your hotel TV, you also see other interesting things like people surfing the internet or administrative consoles. This guy was clever enough to open way too many windows of porn and get a warning. Gotta say, I've never actually seen that happen, but there it is. People logging into eBay, people logging into their Amex accounts, into their internet banking. All you got to do is stand there and take a picture with a $3 device and use your car key to bypass the security system. Yahoo message group. Here's a guy reading his work mail. He sends an email off to his wife, tired, going to sleep, long day. Next window is looking for brothels in Las Vegas, finding Lady Ranch. Yep. All right, no tech physical security. You guys don't know him, do you? No tech physical security. Pick the elitist lock. Which one is it? We'll go with that, possibly. All right, well, let's start with this one. Anybody know how to hack this? Thank you. I'm in the right conference. Absolutely. Bic pen. High-tech hacking at its best. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. All right. How about this one? How do you break this one? Huh? Possibly. Coke can would work. Let's not go with shim, though, because that takes a little bit of technical knowledge. Bump key, possibly. There's way too many tool people in the audience, I think. All right. Yeah, okay. Well, how about this? Yep, remember that one? Invent Geek, the little flosser. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. Done. All right, how about this one? Absolutely. Thank you. You can't have like a tool booth right there and then have them not get it. But yes, absolutely. You wipe with it. You pick locks with it. You just don't do it in that order. It's a clever little demonstration.
Pick it in the lock. You twist it a little bit.
Twist it a little bit. That's key.
And open.
Done. All right. So there you go. How about this one? How do you get into this one? Shim, little too much technical knowledge. Hammer, that's possible. Combination on the sticker on the back, absolutely. Now, well, you use your fingers. There's that brute force thing. I won't drag you through this whole thing because you've probably seen it before. You find the sticking points, right? Sticking point of 1, sticking point of 2 gives you a 1.5 somewhere in the middle, whereas a 7.5 and an 8.5 gives you 8 somewhere in the middle, right? So you take all your sticking points, 1.5 and 8 starting there, you lay them down, you get rid of all the ones that aren't whole numbers, so you get rid of all the 0.5s, that leaves you with a bunch of these, get rid of the ones that end in the same digit, which leaves you with that, and there's the last digit of the master lock. And that's a couple of mod 4 calculations that break it down to 100 possible combinations, right? No tech hacking, decent stuff. All right, so I'm here to help you, so update your policies, don't let any of this into your buildings. All right, so that's great, but it's a little bit of kid stuff, so I want to get a little professional here. So I saw this thing on the Discovery Channel. That's what I do when I'm trying to get professional. I watch TV. Discovery Channel did this thing called Unsolved History of the Ninjas. And what they did is they set up this hot zone, which is this building. Here's the hot zone. They brought in security experts. You guys know him. I'm sure he's here. 5 minutes? Plenty of time. All right, so he's probably here. They put the hostage in the bathroom, and they got to try to take his hat off, so they got the fake ninjas, the Navy SEALs, to come in, and they brought their team of 6 and their tree man, sniper, and they basically took the hostage
The
like so.
SEALs made short work of the guards, using surprise and overwhelming firepower to get to their target. But how would a ninja fare? Would he be able to get past the guards?
You can see why I stuck with it. How would a ninja fare, right? Well, let's meet the ninja. This isn't Ask a Ninja. It's the actual real stuff here. All right, this is Stephen Hayes, Ninja Master, the real deal. Here's what he did.
It took Hayes over 4 hours to wear down the guards and successfully reach the target.
What I enjoyed about this assigned mission was it was an opportunity to really show people how the ninja would operate. By going in without any overt weapons, actually allowed me to move right into the danger.
Is it okay if I just get that one spray right there?
That's the
I got
ninja.
duped by him. I mean, it was believable that he was the maintenance guy. I screwed up.
Right. So I'm expecting like flash bombs and ninja swords and shuriken and all that stuff, and he dressed up like the maintenance guy. Walked in with a canned air and a Discovery Channel hat, sprayed a few cameras, walked into the bathroom, plucked the guy's hat off. Like, cool, works, no tech hacking. But that's only good if you're just one person, or if you know a bunch of SEALs, that's one thing. But if you happen to be a ninja, that only gets you in by yourself. It's better to get a bunch of people in. So I had to find some more documentation from historical records about ways that people get lots of groups of people inside of buildings. This is probably new stuff for you. New technique.
C'est un lapin de bois, hein? C'est un cadeau. What? A present. Oh, oui, allons-y. What? Let's go. Oh. On est bon.
What happens now? Well, now, Lord Galahad and I wait until nightfall and then leap out of the rabbit, taking the French by surprise. Not only by surprise, but totally unarmed.
Who leaps out?
Lancelot, Galahad, and I leap out of the rabbit and... Look, if we built this large wooden badger...
All right, so obviously that's not a real historical record. That crap would just absolutely never work. So I leave you with this.
Take the train in. Can we just leave it here overnight? You're going to pick up tomorrow morning again, are you? Yeah, pick it up tomorrow morning. Well, the left-hand side up the next one.
Okay, mate. Hi. God, I wish I didn't know when shit like this is coming in. I know. Do you have a fucking great big wooden horse? It's being dropped off. All right, I'll just send you in the dock.
Where's the history department? Quadrangle. Quadrangle? Yeah. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I know. Thanks very much. Yeah, because we have traffic. we leave it here for the night? Ask the Consul General. We just want to leave it here for the night. Hello? We can't leave this here. We've just got this Trojan horse. Can we leave it here for the night?
Inside.
What do you mean? I'm sure there's no one inside. Why would there be anyone inside? Can we just leave it here at the barracks for the night? I had no idea he was in there. I had no idea.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Wait.
All right, so. So the moral of the story is all is lost and it's hopeless. Check out books, buy them through my site, and that's it. I just want to make one comment before I hand it over. This is my first year as a Shmoo, and I'm fully honored, although a little bit embarrassed because I did very little to help with this amazing conference. So hopefully I made up for it a little bit in 15, 20 minutes. So that's
30.
it.
It was 30 minutes, yeah. Thanks, Johnny. All right, so in the tradition of no-tech hacking, I think we're going to talk about physical security with Deviant and Thorn and Noid in absentia. So for those that know Noid will not be able to make it. And, oh, it's Major. And it's going to be, you're a little thin. Sorry. Whew. For those that know Noid, please